The hype and excitement surrounding Sam Darnold, the quarterback one, most likely for the Minnesota Vikings, continues to make waves because this recent report from Alec Lewis from The Athletic is putting something on the fire. What do you put on the fire? Well, when I think about when I make a fire, I put some of the stuff on it. What do you call that? Crap. What do you call that stuff? The spray, the fizz. It makes the fire go like that. Helps when you make charcoal grills. You know what I'm talking about? What is that thing called? Anyway, when I'm making a fire, that's what I do. I put some of that stuff that's flammable onto the fire. And that's what the entire minicamp process has been for Sam Darnold, because this is what Alec Lewis had to say. He says, Darnold looked calm, confident, and prepared for what is likely to be another starting opportunity. Thursday, he surveyed receivers in a 7-on-7 rep, then placed the ball perfectly in stride towards second-year receiver Jordan Addison. Once Addison caught the ball and turned upfield, multiple teammates who had been watching from behind Darnold yelled, "That a boy, Sam." Darnold's consistency stood out for 3 days. He connected with Jefferson on a couple of over routes Wednesday, dropping the ball into hard-to-see windows. He anticipated cuts and displayed touch. And then Harrison Phillips also made a comment about Sam Darnold. He said, "I know firsthand how much arm talent he has. This is the best team he's been on. This is the best system for him. He's hopefully going to find the ceiling of his play this season for us." And that is coming from Harrison Phillips, who used to play for the Buffalo Bills, which meant they faced the New York Jets multiple times per year for the years that Sam Darnold played for the New York Jets, which was like 4 or 5 years, something like that. So what do I make away of this report showing just how promising Sam Darnold has been in minicamp? Well, a couple of factors that I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the seriousness of the defense in this situation. I love the hype. I love the excitement. But how intense is minicamp? How intense are these defenders playing these wide receivers? Is there a pass rush? I don't think so. There's definitely not a pass rush. The defense isn't locking in and jamming the wide receivers and making life difficult for Sam Darnold. So I'm taking everything with a grain of salt. Then there's this. There's a reason why Sam Darnold was a top quarterback taken when he was drafted. He clearly has talent, and he can display that talent, and he shows flashes of this talent throughout his entire career. So, in a situation where the defense isn't playing serious, it's casual, there's no pass rush, of course he's going to look sensational. He better look consistent. He better hit his wide receivers in stride, or there would be a major problem. So I get the hype, the excitement, everything about Sam Darnold, and everyone is kind of jumping on the bandwagon of the excitement. And hey, I'm there too. But I'm not going to jump there based off of one report from 3 minicamp practices when the defense isn't really playing. There's no offensive or defensive line to deal with. The wide receivers are wide open for the most part. And it's just not a serious brand of football. I am sold on Sam Darnold being the 2024 Minnesota Vikings starter. I've been on that all offseason, and it looks like that's the way things are going. But I'm also going to look at minicamp objectively and realistically and understand that this point of the season, this point of the offseason, isn't very serious. Now, if this was training camp, I'd believe it a little bit more. But of course he's going to look consistent. I mean, you look at some of the throws that this guy has made in his entire career. I mean, just take a look at this pass.
The positive they can take from it. The backups are still pretty good. They're still able to execute.
Sam Darnold running for his life. And somehow able to keep it alive and find Braxton Berrios for the touchdown. Well, not the day that the Jets had envisioned, but that's something.
That's a sensational throw.
From Darnold to Berrios on the scramble.
Sensational throw. And I get the score is 31-6 versus the San Francisco 49ers. But he escapes out of the pocket. He gets rid of a guy. And here we go again. He avoids the tackle from a defensive tackle probably. And he was scrambling to his left, throws it to his right, and makes one of the craziest throws that you will see in the NFL. I mean, that is Aaron Rodgers-esque right there. This is sensational. Sam Darnold clearly has the arm talent and the ability to make throws like this. Now, the question is Sam Darnold going to do this consistently during the regular season? And you know what? That's why I believe in Sam Darnold. I believe that with this situation, with Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, eventually Aaron Jones, he is going to understand for the first time in his career, he has this luxury. He doesn't have to do it all himself. He has teammates that can step in and take some of that burden from him, which he didn't have with the New York Jets, which he didn't have with the Carolina Panthers. The entire team was on his back. He was the only chance at success, so he had to make throws to try to be successful. Now he can be more efficient. He can be more effective. A punt isn't going to be the worst thing in the world anymore. He's not going to be starting down 17-0 like he was with the Jets, like he was with the Carolina Panthers. He is in a real solid offensive and defensive situation with the Minnesota Vikings. So I get the glowing reports. I get the excitement as he is shining and looking fantastic in minicamp, but you also need to understand context. And context is it's still minicamp. Okay? Context is it is still minicamp. So he can look as great as Tom Brady or as amazing as Aaron Rodgers. But at the end of the day, the defense isn't very serious. The offensive line isn't even out there. And there's a highlight from Sam Darnold, and he made a nice little toss to Addison or Jefferson or something like that. There's no offensive line on the field. Oh my gosh, it's like, it's so easy to look good in this setting. And he clearly has the talent to look good in this setting. Now, I expect him to look good in the regular season as well. I'm a believer in Sam Darnold in 2024. But can we just pump the brakes a little bit? Pump the brakes on just glorifying him as the next elite quarterback in the NFL because of how he looked in minicamp. All right, that's going to do it for this rant. Thank you for watching on YouTube. If you are, please hit that subscribe button right there. And if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, please rate, review, and follow this podcast wherever you are listening to this podcast. Everyone, take care and have a great day.